Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Disbearity here, and I'm back with friends, Bongos and also Derper3. They're going to help me with doing this tier list here, for Total Warhammer 3 for Immortal Empires. So we're going to start out with doing the Lizardmen because, as you guys know, we last did me and Derper did the Warriors of Chaos and also Bretonia. So we're going to be starting here with Total Warhammer 2 factions that were brought into 3. So
We stand
we're
Lizardmen.
so we're starting off with the big man, the big croak himself, Lord Mithamunda, who is the great Slaanesh leader within the Lizardman society. So, with Lord Mithamunde, the man himself starts in Lustria, or at least I want to say like mid Lustria.
It's smack dab right in Lustria.
Yeah, just about.
At the top
So,
top
Oh yeah,
so
no, it's what's his name in the middle. Yeah, he's at the
yeah,
top of Lustria.
he's like
Top.
he's like in the center basically. So, Mesmundi has a combination of spells of Lords of Light and also Heavens in High Mage magic. So he has Apotheosis, Arcane Unforgiving, Comet of Casadora, Curse of the Midnight Wind, Harmonic Convergence, and Net Amtok. He does have a couple of balance spells as well, or vortex spells, which are banishment and also ruination of cities. That one is unique to Mesmundi.
Vanish is really good.
Um, Mesmundi also has access to other three lore attributes, such as Exorcism, Rolling Skies, and Shield of Sapphire. All right, so there are a couple of notable attributes of Lord Mesmundi, which is Cold Blooded, the Greater Arcane Conduit, Shield of the Old Ones. So Lord Mesmunde does get a mount, it's called Zvok, which is a ancient Stagagon. The items that he gets is a Cobra Mace of Mesmundi and Sunburst Standard of Hexahol. In Warhammer 3 Mortal Empires, he gets 1 unit of Temple Guards, 2 units of Saurus Warriors, 2 units of Skink Cohorts, which are Javelins, 1 unit of Basildon Revivification Crystal, and 1 unit of Croxagore. His Lord effects is Venerated. He has a miscast chance of minus 50% unit experience gain per turn, plus 50 in the Lord's army, upkeep of minus 50 for Temple Guards and Lord's and his army, and wins Magic Power Reserve of plus 40. So, Derper or Bongus, one of y'all can go ahead and lead on what tell us about Mr. Lord Mezamundi and what do you guys feel about him in Immortal Empires? Let's go.
Well, back then when Total Warhammer 2 was a thing, I don't know if anyone knew this. I was a big fan of Mesmunda. He's my favorite lord in the entire Total 2 game when they came out. And he's still the same. Still the same.
Yeah,
I would say
definitely
in this
is.
game. Nothing much has changed about him. He owns Lustria now. A lot of people were moved. So I would say if you're ever playing as Mazamunde, you have a pretty decent chance of conquering all Lustria with the frog, the big frog himself.
Definitely. Definitely.
Also, I don't know if this is with, I don't think it's with Croak. I think Mazamunde, because he came out in 3, they gave him an upgrade for barrier, getting a barrier.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
they gave that to all the clan
The
lords.
Slan Mage.
Oh,
So yeah, that's something I really liked was that you get a barrier now for them.
Mhm.
Spells are still amazing. I'd say Mazamunde is probably one of my favorite spellcasters in the game, and I like Lore of Shadow a lot because that shit's broken. But Mazamunde is just amazing in my opinion. Uh, yeah, I don't got much else to say. I just say he's still the same, but he's amazing now. I like how the control he has over Lester.
Who who is he surrounded by in Lester right now in his current Immortal Empire state?
He is
well,
surrounded. There is the same people
apparently
you'd fought before.
there's no one like exactly close to
To
him,
the
but if you
north, what's her name got closer? Marathi.
if you had to expand northward, you're dealing with Rafi,
Marathi and some high elf.
Katep.
Citizens of Twilight,
Yeah.
Tet,
Also, if you
Morog.
go north, there is quite a few rogue factions, or whatever you want to call them, the random people. A lot of them are human, and a lot of them are uh mixed. Yeah. There's also, I don't know if anyone knows this. This is a funny little fact, but if you go directly right, there is a rogue ogre faction with an encampment called Chungus. Fun fact about Mazamunde's starting spot.
They go Big Chungus.
If you go southwards, you get Marcus top as well as
Hmm.
the Savage Orc tribe, the
Yep.
blue. blue people. I can't remember the full name.
Mhm.
And then if you dive southward, you get some minor greater demon factions. One of
Yeah,
them
there's a
is
lot of greater demons down there, aren't there? There's a
and
Nurgle
then
one. There's a Tzeentch
Slaanesh and Khorne.
and
And
Slaanesh and Khorne. There's a Khorne one down there. Holy
Mhm.
fuck.
then you
Also, you
get
got to deal with
Ricard
Rykard
as
too.
well.
You know, Rykard.
Not Ricard, it's Ricard.
Rykard. Yeah,
Rykard. Fuck
Rykard.
you.
He even says his own name during one of the intros. When you
Rykard. All right. Anything else we want to talk about the Slan Man himself?
I mean,
I mean,
go ahead, Deborah.
he is a decent spellcaster, especially
He is an
because-
amazing
because his
spellcaster.
Lord effect lets him have extra range on spells compared to other mages. So that means
But-
you get extra. So that means you get a longer range.
But you gotta remember though, because he is a mage, though, you gotta have some protection from about at least a melee expert by his side.
Masamunde surprisingly can throw hands.
Yeah, he can throw hands because he is a slan. He has a lot of hit points, and then later on when he gets his second mount, he instantly just counteracts his weakness to melee. Big time thing. And plus, I think he starts off with his legendary weapon, the mace. So
Yeah, he does.
So he has poison attack on top of that. So he's also weakening the enemies who are attacking him.
Yeah, Masamunde's always been a threat.
Yeah.
It's I remember I saw this on a YouTube video. Someone let a rogue AI Masamunde get too out of control and he controlled the entire map. The entire total 3 map.
I actually do.
But that's all I gotta say about Masamunde. He's still
Solid.
he's still the same frog, but pretty powerful right now. A lot of people are sleeping on him. I still think he's pretty good.
Even though like he's pretty much protected, I want to give him top tier, like at least towards the tier list. I definitely want to give him like around an A plus. I mean, he's relatively free. He doesn't have a lot of people to like really deal with right now.
Yeah, there's no one around him. He's pretty fucking good in the spot he's at.
But I definitely want to give him an A plus. What are your thoughts?
You can get some early income on that exact spot. If you conquer that spot early and get two of the what are they called?
I don't think Marcus Wolfhard is going to be much of a threat anyway.
No, Marcus is not a threat. He's not a threat.
Yeah, Marcus is a
There's like whatever the fuck you call them, but like when you get two of them,
you're talking about
when you conquer the three locations or whatever.
Yeah. What about you?
But when you conquer 2 full areas, basically you're making money.
What about you, Dipper? What do you think about Missing Day?
I mean, I still agree with A plus. I rarely played him. I mostly played some of the other Lizardmen lords, but I just didn't like the idea because I didn't play him in 3, but I didn't barely touch them in 2 because he had the whole idea of some factions he has negative relationships with. There'd be a higher chance of AI going with you. So
that was an issue with Masamunde back in 2. Was just the random people always wanted to declare war with you. But the upside of Masamunde was the revivification crystal thing.
Yeah, yeah.
This is because also because I played on the Vortex a lot before they did Mortal Empires for 2, so the map was small, so you're closer to a lot of people, so more is inevitable. But yeah, I still agree. He's an A plus.
He's
pretty good.
He's an A or an A plus. A or A plus. He's not bad at all. He's pretty free on the map. A or A plus.
All right, that's cool. Cool beans with that. So we're gonna be moving on to the next lord here. The next lord that we're gonna be moving on to is Mr. Khorne himself. Khorne here, guys, is I want to say it, and he is a beast in his own way, in his own self. So as you guys know,
thrives in his new location.
So Khorne, he runs the faction of the Last Defenders, which if I remember correctly, it is in the Southlands, correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So Khorne currently in his position in Immortal Empires, he has to deal with the high. I'm sorry. Well, if I recall, Teclis he moved. Well, still technically he can deal.
Teclis moved to where Tzeentch is.
Yeah.
He also deals with that dwarf faction and
High Kalita, if I recall.
Yeah, High Kalita or some shit.
Yeah, he has to deal with Kalita.
That's if he expands
well, for in my
and a later threat for Khorne, if he ever expanded upward, is Tomb Kings and Scarbrand.
Well, in my experience as Kalita in Immortal Empire, as Khorne in Immortal Empires, Kalita does go to war for you eventually because she, for some reason, she likes to expand southwards while you try to like get your footing because you have to deal with that Skaven faction.
It's because she can't go left. She can't really go left. She's forced to go down.
Yeah.
If she went left, she would have to fight Cetra. and I don't think she and Cetra fight at all.
Yeah,
and the thing is, if she does go northward, she has to deal with the Taker, who's just
Yeah, and he's
sitting
kind of a
around.
menace early.
that is true. It's something
And also Scarbrand. Literally, Scarbrand being right there, he's such a fucking menace.
he really is though. So speaking of which, we're gonna go over his talent tree real quick. Krotgar and his talent tree, the mounts that he gets are not his full talent tree. I'm sorry. We're gonna go with his mounts. His mounts, he gets a cold one, a horned one, and also a grin lock for his mounts.
Yeah, that's
This is Carnotaur.
Mhm. The legendary item that Krotgar gets, by the way, is the Hand of the Gods and also Reverend Spear, Alexla. I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher that. It's like a Spanish word. I'm sorry. I wish I could say it better. Anywho, going forward, the abilities that he gets is Swiftness of Pizza, Deadly Onslaught, Cold Blooded, and Sacred Spawning of Zoltol. And the Immortal Empire's his starting units do change. And Immortal Empires, he gets two
Oh,
Swords
yeah, they
Warriors.
did.
hmm He gets two Swords Warriors. He starts off with a Blessed Swords with shields, by the way, with two Skink cohorts, one unit of Cold One Spear Riders, and also a unit of a Pharaoh Stegagon. Now, in Warhammer 3, his Lord effects have changed as well a bit. He gets an upkeep of minus 15% in the Lord's army. He gets an ambush success chance of plus 25% in his army. And his units gain plus 25 for Swords Warriors and also Cold One Riders. So, what are you guys' thoughts on Krotgar and his Immortal Empire stance as of right now?
Well, he's a lizardman, so he has a good army. The area he's at, for him, it's not that bad. I mean, he has the Feral Stegodon early, so I guess he has some sort of superiority. Techless moves, so that'd be a major problem for him. So
hmm
that's good that he's gone. Uh, I think he could probably fight the dwarfs that are there. Who else? He wouldn't have to worry about Scarbrand for a bit. That Tomb King to the north of him would be an issue. Yeah, Kalita, because she has poison attacks.
Kalita is the thing with going against any undead faction is that they get the difference between Tomb Kings and of course vampires is that Tomb Kings literally get free units while you have to sit there and regenerate your units to the best of your abilities while they're able to just raise your units all in one turn. And at that point in time, she can have at least three stacks of units and of just skeleton warriors and also spearmen who are literally free. Because like I said, in my experience, that's what happened to me, and it kind of got boring just like sitting there trying to push against her while she just says, "Well,
Yeah,
let me wait."
fighting Tomb Kings is not the funnest thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
Mostly because I believe they have the strongest tier 1 unit in the game. The Skeleton Warriors. I think those are pretty fucking strong ass early game tier 1 units.
Because yeah, that was not an experience that I actually enjoyed, and I felt like that literally
And
bored
they
me.
get poison? Yeah, what the
hmm
fuck? She's
Yeah,
broken.
that's literally what made like her playthrough real boring for me. It's just going back and forth with Kolita. But like, I'm gonna go ahead and give out my experience of her, and I'm sorry with Krotgar, and with that said, here, if you can't get out of the War of Kalita, his playthrough is sadly though, even though it's a great
I
spot because
mean,
it
I would
expanded.
say if you're struggling with something, the key thing about Lizardmen is, and this is something to remember, they're a faction with big, scary monsters and big, scary stats. So if you're ever struggling with something, just get something big and terrifying, and that'll normally boost up your what's it called, your the bar, the auto balance thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That'll boost that up, and then if you're really struggling with a faction, just go up to the balance of power. If you ever just get like a pure victory, whatever the fuck,
Here,
just take it, because that's how you get rid of early annoying factions.
yeah, that
And
is true.
Lizardmen, they strive for that. They have very scary monsters in their army.
Now, Derper, what are your thoughts on Krotgar right now in his position?
So I love that ever since they moved. It's a good thing that when they moved Teclis and Pyros over, they just freed up an extra province for Karkar to grab, especially because it's been held by another minor same faction that Teclis no longer starts support with fighting demons.
hmm
Personal skill line whenever they reach a certain rank. He has one where it's dedicated to each of the different factions, and when he puts a point in them, him and his army gain bonuses while fighting said faction. So since Kalita does go to war with you, and as soon as you reach the rank, you get the Tomb King one to help you with the Tomb King. I can't remember what it does. I know it can be slightly helpful.
Which one?
I can't remember the name of it. It's just Krokar gets it.
What is his weapon?
Yeah.
No. It's kind of a not like all the other lords. Get like a little personal line which boosts some of the skills they have.
Oh yeah.
Or Blue Tree?
Like, no, the personal one. You know how if you know how fucking it's basically a way to enhance stuff.
The bread tree?
No.
No, there's a tree. There's
yellow.
a thing. I get what you're. But go ahead, keep going.
Oh,
keep
the
going.
yellow tree.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah,
You should have just said the color in the beginning.
The yellow tree. Yeah, that's why I said personal. The personal one. It's personal
The
for that
fuck?
lord.
I consider the blue one to be personal too.
You're a silly man.
It's his army, so it's personal.
He has, I found it called Liberate Undead. So he has extra.
Yeah, I was about to
and
join in the game and look at it.
So that is pretty good. So you get that extra leadership and fighting because undead units have built-in terror.
He gets that? Is he not even? He's not even really near any. Well, I guess. Okay, never mind. Tomb Kings are technically.
Yeah, they are undead.
However you feel like if ever you're fighting, you should always put it in because each just give him a unique effect as well as the buffs his army, especially when fighting him, so they hit a bit harder. Personally playing him, he's still pretty good as always, especially when he gets his personal mount, the Carnosaur, which is always.
Carnosaur is probably one of the most deadliest mounts in the game for a character.
And considering most people, when they do play Krokar late game, they want like that whole yummy, tummy, and my delicious.
Yeah, Krokar is good for early war. Like he's fucking amazing.
Yeah, so late game people want to build like the two stack of nothing to build like dinosaurs. So so if you ever plan it, just get blessing of each, so you reduce the upkeep further and leadership.
Yeah.
Because especially because at the high leadership, they have a less chance of going on a rampage. So because you only have one charge of full blooded unless you have other heroes in your army.
I mean, I think with Krokar you'd want to get other Swords Warriors, right?
I mean,
yeah. Actually, yeah. Yes, you do. Krokar. He's one of the main guys of Swords Warriors. Especially since he gets a plus 25%, experience gain with them, and also Cold War Riders as well. So that's definitely like a boost for that. For that early game army.
And also recently they gave him he's also buffed the Source Old Blood heroes and Lord, so that's also pretty good as well. So Star Veterans are a good little melee hero to help out. They could also be pretty strong, especially because all of them get a unique skill, including Krokar, called Honored Elder.
Oh, the 5 ward save?
Yeah, which gives them ward save and also helps reducing upkeep as well.
Temple Guard, Swords, and Cold Ones.
And also gives plus 1 controls. That's pretty good for all your provinces. So having public order is good, so less chance of default. And especially because they added a new thing with the mentor stuff in the latest patch. So that means it helps with XP, so you can easily level up your units with heroes in which is pretty nice. So yeah, overall, I think A+. He's pretty fucking
He's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I will say this. I'll agree with Durf on A+.
Also, I didn't know this, but Krokar got, what's it called? When you get Purge Mankind, I didn't know this, but he gets the attribute Devastating Flanker too.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty fucking great. Yeah, no, I'll say A+.
Yeah, that's a new thing because they added Slaanesh.
I will say this. All right. So with Krokgar, correct? If you can't get over Kalita, the playthrough is definitely a C. But if you can get through Kalita and mess her up, then I will definitely give his playthrough an A+. Like, honestly. Definitely an A+. That's how I feel. But yeah,
well, you just gotta remember, if you're struggling with Kalita early game, for the first Obliterate or the Destroy a Faction, whatever the fuck thing, when you get rank 10, get Obliterate the Undead. That'll fix it for you.
Okay. So we're gonna be going over to
good.
the next faction here. which is next faction here, is going to be Mr. None other than Tehanoan himself. Now, keep this in mind. I'm gonna throw this out here already. Currently, for my YouTube series, I am doing a Tehanoan playthrough, so I do have some experience on it. And he's actually probably one of my
I think
favorite
all three
lords
of us here
so
have
far.
experience with Sahanoan,
So,
right?
Oh my god.
so with Tehanoan, he
Troopers.
he runs the faction of the cult of Sotek, who is all about the tablet, man. That tablet is so important to him. That man sleeps with it, okay? Literally, or I'm sorry, that lizard. So
I
with
think he takes it everywhere.
pretty much, yes. So with Tehanoan, in its current form or current area within Immortal Empires, is he takes place in southern Lustria. The man is surrounded by clan Pestilence to the north, Itza to the very north, Bordlaw to the very, very northeast, and the gosh, what's his name? Let's see, Lothar Felhart, right? No, not Felhart.
A car. We just talked
Akarth?
about it.
No. The Vampire Coast.
Oh,
Luca Harkis.
Luther Harkon.
Yeah, Luca Harkon to the very northeast as well. The minor faction that he is surrounded by the way, is just dwarves and also a Tube King faction and also a High Elf faction.
That
So,
Tomb King faction he starts near gets a full fucking army early game.
oh, definitely. So that's where he's surrounded by. Seattle's abilities are Arcane Conduit, Stand Your Ground, Frenzy, and Focus Instinct. He runs or uses the lore of Beast. His starting Immortal Empire's army is all about skinks until he can get his your enough let's just say this for a simplest fact, until you get enough points into your cult
Your
in order
prophecy.
to you'll later gain what do you call Source Warriors later. Otherwise,
Yeah.
they'll be at like a times 10 expense. You don't want that. So he gets 2 red skinks as part of starting army, 3 skink skirmishers, 1 unit of Basildon, Art of Sotek, 1 unit of Croxigors, and 1 unit of Salamander Hunting Pack. His Lord effects is he gets a resistance of 10% for skink units Lord's army, leadership plus 10 with fighting against Skaven. He gets Untainted plus 3. His items that he gets is the Blade of the Serpent's Tongue and Plaque of Soltek, which is that one's very important to him, by the way. The mounts that he gets he's very versatile when it comes to his mounts, by the way. He gets either a horn, yeah, 3 mounts, yes. He either gets a horned one, a Ripidactyl, and an Aegis Stagagon. So here's the cool thing about all those, right? Is that, like I said, he's a very versatile kind of lord. Now, if you want to give him the horned one, I believe he comes somewhat of a melee expert when he's on the horned one. Or if you want to play him a bit safe, then you could definitely use the Ripidactyl to keep him airborne and keep him very mobile as possible. Now, if you want him,
Stegodon fans rise up.
yes, if you want him to be a beast, which is what in my current playthrough I have him on, which is the Ancient Stegodon, I have him as a wizard who's a tanky beast. But anything with armor piercing will shred that big hoe down, and he will go timber. Trust me. But I love the Ancient Stegodon. So Derper or Zalgo, what do y'all feel about Tehanoan? Tell me about it.
Take a spot.
I don't
Derper just sucks at the hand.
All right, I'll tell you.
No.
But it's actually a pretty good fucking spot. It's actually a pretty good fucking spot.
See, okay, I'll tell you my side.
It's just you got to get used to skink units. That's the only issue.
Yeah, I'll tell you my thing with Tehanoan. So Tehanoan, his area is perfectly fine. The thing is, was that yes, you do have to get used to his normal skink units. You use them as they're just basically fodder. They'll get what they need to get done until you're able to get your source words.
So you're the Giga Chads that run red crested skinks, armor piercing, early game. Let's get it.
Now, yes. Now the problem is with Tehanoan though, is that you do have to deal with clan pestilence in the Skaven factions that are in Lustria. Because all they do, which is I think this is just an AI problem in general, they all like to play a game of cat and mouse. And it's really annoying. When I mean a cat and mouse, that you try to go fight them, they'll run away. They'll go this way, they'll run away. So you have to really, really pin them down in order to get the campaign going. Because if you don't pin them down, Plant Pestilence is just going to sit there and be annoying as fuck to you the entire game, and they might even defeat you. Even then, even the dwarf miter faction might even come for you later on, depending on how crispy they are, and how spicy they are. So, like with the playthrough here, if you can take care of Plant Pestilence and get rid of them in the playthrough, the gameplay honestly, it's fun. To Hanway, because he's a beast, man. Using his abilities in battle, you can get things going. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bognus and Derper. Go ahead.
I love Tehanoan's spot. I think he has an amazing spot where he starts. If you think about it, this is the reason why I like his spot. It's because Tehenowin is the guy that's supposed to bring a great war between Skaven and Lizardmen, and you're only dealing with one Lizardman right there. Plus, you have two of your Lizardmen. I mean, Skaven right there. Plus, you have two Lizardmen above and below. You got Oxyotl devastating the demons down below. Because his early Oxyotl, if the AI hasn't taken all of that bottom part by 20 turns, it's done something wrong. But Tzeentch is down there right now, so Oxyotl could be a little bit more struggling.
Yeah, he needed a
But
challenge.
yeah, he was uncontested for a bit. Uh, Zeke, whatever the fuck he's supposed to say the thing. Um, Itza, yeah, Itza is amazing faction leader. They can Itza, Itza,
It's a
Itza, 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 Itza. But yeah, Itza, amazing fucking holding. They can hold anything. Krupgar is an amazing lord. I think he was when he came out as a DLC. I think I was running him for a fucking bit, but he was still a pretty amazing melee lord. But for the Sotek man himself, I mean, shit. Honestly, the only thing you should really be struggling with is Clan Pestilence. They're fucking annoying with their plagues and shit.
Yeah.
But if you don't deal with them 20 turns in, something's went wrong. Something had to have went wrong.
Like I said, it becomes a game
Because
of cat
you
and
have
mouse.
an amazing exactly, that's what the AI like doing. Sadly, this game, the AI is a major they're pussies. They're pussies. They like running. But Tehenowin really by 20, Clan Pestilence should be gone. If it hasn't happened, something went terrible.
You should probably
Uh,
start.
Probably restart. Honestly, yeah, probably restart because you don't want to be dealing with Clan Pestilence the entire game. That's not the main goal. The main goal is for you to somehow go up and conquer that big piece of land, Lustria. And you're not having a good game if you're dealing with the fucking rupt. That's all I got to really say. I say he's A plus though.
Yeah, I could agree with that. What about you,
He's
Gun?
one of the best melee. I mean PvP
Spellcaster.
lords right now.
I
Yeah.
would say it is fucking bullshit because Immortal Empires is the beta. Tehenowin is bugged for his actions quest line. So since he is the prophet of Sotek, and Sotek is the lizard god of the Lizardmen, gatekeep, and everything abolished by it. Usually with Tehenowin, you have to go through the different stages. As soon as you complete stage 1, when you enter stage 2, every Lizardman faction, every Skaven faction
Go to
will
war.
switch over.
Yep.
But the thing is, his quests are bugged to the point that if you, except for doing the different number of sacrifices in Sotek, all the other requirements instantly get completed, even though you have not met them requirements. So if you casually forget that, you're casually just doing the ritual, and you forget that where you are and where fucking pestilence is. You could be fighting two kings after you beat them, but Carson your ass like, yo, I want to whip that in my arm. Goddamn. You're instantly fighting a war on two sides.
Yo, Rykard really is in Jurassic Park though.
I don't know though. I'm gonna be honest. I never Rykard has not in my playthrough
He
right now. He
the
has not gone over
AI
me
as
at all.
Rykarth, the AI as Rykarth, they go right. They don't go immediately
Yeah.
down south. It's because that Tomb King in them in Rykarth, they actually have good stance.
Yeah, the thing is, if you destroy the Tomb King faction, you occupy there. That's when you discover.
Then Rykarth don't like you then if you
Yeah,
do the
how
Tomb King.
dare you? How dare you?
It's so like literally. That's why I said the best idea is because that's what it's called. Providence. Province. Get your main province first. Build up some income. Then I wouldn't even fuck with that Tomb King unless they're fucking with you. Don't even fuck with them. Why? Why are you fucking with them? No point. Go north. Deal with Pestilence. Those motherfuckers need to get their cheeks clapped. That Tomb King is not worth pissing off just so Rykard can come over there and eat your ass.
Other than that experience, still pretty good. Great spellcaster, War Beast, pretty good.
Amazing spellcaster.
Yeah,
Amazing.
good buffs, good direct damage, block 2.
Amazing. What's it called? Side skills too. He gets.
Yeah.
He gets pretty good, amazing ones. There's like one when he's on the Ancient Stegadon where he like shoots down like a big beam from the sky or some shit.
Yeah, that's the engine of the
Yeah,
gods.
I love that.
That's an
I
amazing.
love it.
That's amazing. It's honestly probably one of the best side things you can get. Probably.
I mean,
Wind
if you
spell.
really
It's
want,
considered a wind spell.
It is a wins, but it's not using anyways.
yeah, if you ever want that, just add a second with the engine of gods in your army. You have more laser.
Yeah, but like having a leader on that bitch, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, I still say A plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, A plus. A plus.
Yeah, so far in our tiers, there are a lot of A pluses, but I'm with it though because this time around it's
Lizardmen are not a bad faction. Surprisingly,
Strong.
all their leaders are in good spots. Their armies are ridiculous. I'd say the only leader I would say that has a bad location right now is I would say Nakai or Tic Tac Toe. Those are the only two I'd say maybe bad locations.
all right. So I went ahead and already placed it in what you
A
call
plus.
it, A plus tier.
Yeah,
That was to
he's a
handle
good
with.
lord. And you can't really diss a lord that like is a PvP lord right now. People literally use.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next lord on our list. So we got through Muzzmundu, we got through Krotgar, we got through Tehanoan. Now it's time for close though, close. We got Go Roke next.
What?
Go Roke, yeah. I'm gonna twist you
Tic
up right now.
Tac Toe came out.
Yeah, why are you skipping?
Oh
over
my
Tic
god.
Tac Toe?
Okay, okay.
Don't
We'll
you
go
dare.
Tic
Don't
Tac.
diss my boy Tic Tac Toe like that.
Okay,
Don't diss my boy.
yes, we will go play Tic Tac Toe 3 to. Okay, I'm just kidding.
Tic Tac
All
Toe
right.
3 in a row.
So I don't have much experience with Tic Tac Toe, but I
He's
will
a
say
really
that
good
I will
lord.
say this: he leads faction Talakwa. I'm sorry if I said that I butcher wrong, but we're gonna go past that.
Tequila?
Tequila. That's all I want to say is tequila, but that's what I want to say. So his abilities. So first off, before we go into his abilities or anything of the sort,
Read the faction effects.
yeah,
That's all
yeah.
we need to know.
So Tic Tac 2 starts in the Southlands. He's part of the Southland Bowl, but he is at a little bit of ease, basically. So, as a game change, of course, he has the High Elves to the south, which is techless. He has Krotgar to the very east, but Krotgar is not going to mess with you. He has the Volkmar the Grim a little bit north of you, and he
That's
will
a
go to
bit
war.
of a threat.
He will go to war with Volkmar the Grim. There is Manfred von Carson, of course, etc. There's Arcane the Black, and also to the very north there is that Ratonia faction of
Rapons.
Rapons. So, with that
Rapons.
said, where his location is,
Forgot
in his
Starbrand.
it is. Oh yeah, and Scarbrand, but Scarbrand he's not really too much in the vicinity. He's up there. All right. So with the abilities of Tic Tac Toe, he gets Master of the Skies, Deadly Onslaught, Drop Spear of Topek, and Focus Instinct. His Lord Tricks, it's called the Eye in the Heavens. So, looks like a couple of people factions also get Eye of the Heavens, by the way, too, as his
I think
as the
Tic
Lord
Tac
traits.
Toe gets that as one of his main things, though.
Yeah.
That's his unique lord trait.
Because
And
he's
so
a Pterodon rider.
And so with Tic Tac Toe, he gets 3 units of Skink cohorts, 2 units of Skink skirmishers, 1 unit of Horned Ones, 1 unit of Pterodon riders, which have the Fire Leech Bullets, and 1 unit of Pterodon riders. Or I'm sorry, 2 units of Pterodon riders. So his army did change for Immortal Empires. His
Yeah, I
Lord
think they
effects.
gave him more because he's next to Sigmar Boy.
Mhm. His Lord effects. He gets minus 50% for Pterodon riders, Colt, how do you say that? Like Coltol and Ripperdacker riders. That's in his army. He gets also plus 10 melee
Oh,
attack when
Coldal
he's
units? Yeah, cool.
totally. That's how you say Colt. Okay, he gets plus 10 melee when he's in foreign territory. His items that he gets is the Blades of the Ancient Skies, which is a starting item, by the way, for him. And then he gets the Mask of Heavens. The mouse that he gets is a special Pterodon, which is called Zoop, which is a unique Pterodon to his army.
He starts with it.
Yeah, he starts with it, which is actually pretty cool. So, what do you guys think of Tic Tac 2? Now, again, I haven't played him, so I don't have much experience with him, so I'll let you guys have this.
In total 2, I played him once. Have not played him in total 3. I've seen his starting location. The Dust Bowl is a pretty ass place unless your name is Scarbrand or a Tomb King. I would say his location, he starts right next to Volkmar. That's a pretty interesting spot. I don't know. I mean, he gets early flying, so like that's already a plus, I would guess.
Mhm.
But depending on how early you can get some of the good Lizardmen units, Volkmar's probably going to be a tough knockout with his army.
Yeah, I got the toe to toe with Volkmar versus him, and it's a challenge. The only challenge that Volkmar really gets is going against the Tomb Kings, because Tomb Kings will, hate Volkmar, etc. right there.
That's
But
because Volkmar hates undead heretics.
Tic Tac 2 though, he can be going against it though, he can be pretty easy. But that's just me.
Yeah, he's not very health lord. He's weak because of his situation in the sky. But if you if you're playing as him and you can somehow get rush the Riperdactyls or rush Pterodon Riders, anything that's his unique shit, and then because he gets Pterodons gain unique battle abilities, and some of those are actually pretty fucking great.
Mhm.
So if you can somehow rush them, get those unique battle abilities, which shouldn't be that hard. But the only issue why I'm saying is because he's right next to Volkmar, so that's a province you might have to fight for. Maybe in the start, maybe I don't know, but I don't like that spot that he's at. I don't like it.
Aw.
I don't
Little
think it's
dog
a
you
good
don't like?
spot.
No,
I
just
don't think
kidding.
you should put him next to Volkmar, but hey, it is what it is. Therefore, we think of the boy.
I mean, I've only played him. I've only played him a couple times. I've not played him in the third game, but he is pretty good. Even though himself not a decent legendary lord, he is still pretty good. The
I
fact
mean, he was
because
free.
whenever, yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fact
Three
because
legendary lords are whack.
wow, it's just the
Say
fact
that in
that
Golkrock, Cayman.
this is the big, this good thing is that the skate priest and skate chiefs instantly when you recruit them, they instantly have access to Pterodon map, which usually any other Blizzard faction when you recruit them get access to that later on. So instantly you've already got your spellcaster hero on a flying map, which is always an A plus.
Amazing. If you can get them
Because
out of melee contact,
because
amazing.
yeah,
Yep.
just easily fly them over, drop the spell, fly it back. Especially because it's Lizardmen, Skin Priest. Usually, most people want to pick up Lord of Heaven because of all the cool spells from Lord of Heaven, all the bombardment spells, breath spells, anything pretty fucking good.
Comment of whatever the fuck, whatever that spell's
The
called.
Comet of Casanodra, and also J Light is a good vortex spell, pretty decent, as well
Mhm.
as Sand Thunderbolt, which is a nice little quick bombardment spell, especially when you get it upgraded. It's awesome with Twins of Magic, and it still doesn't have enough damage. It's kind of locked the enemy in melee because AI have grown smart and learned how to dodge bombardment spells. And this lock.
Yeah, they're like
Actually
fucking Neo.
fun fact, they actually changed that a little bit because the AI is being too good with dodging spells and artillery
Yeah,
and
they were
stuff.
literally Neo.
Yeah, so they're working on they're looking into it on why, that shouldn't be happening. But keep going.
But yeah, but overall, pretty good, especially because the fact that he can never be ambushed because especially against his other legendary item, it's just impossible to ambush him. See it being so high in the sky. Um, pretty good. Usually the most good doom tag is to have like Pterodon riders, especially because those skill length is an extra ammunition for the army, as well as the physical resistance speed, pretty decent rank plus, right? But yeah, overall I'd say pretty good lord. I would say he's A plus. I definitely would say A overall, but
I wouldn't give him A plus.
yeah,
I'd give him.
that's why I'm giving him an A. He's pretty
I
good.
don't know. I don't even want to give him an A just because of that Spartan location.
I mean, I've seen nothing wrong with it. But you
I
don't
don't
think
like
having
it.
you don't think
I'd give it a B. I give it a B.
Hmm.
Being nicest, B plus.
All right, let's no. I guess we can say let's meet in the middle. Go ahead and give him a B plus. Yeah, meet in the
I don't.
middle.
I just. I'd like him more if he wasn't in that spot. Balkmar that close, that early. I just don't like it.
All right.
Plus, also Cetra.
Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to another Lizardman faction here, which
Another
is
free one.
I know, right? Which is Gorok, Mister Gorok. I'm gonna be honest. He ugly as fuck. I'm just kidding.
The albino lizard.
Oh, yo, leave the albino alone.
All right, so this one should just go
Right?
pretty. This one should just go pretty quick, honestly. Gorok.
Yeah, he's pretty down to basics.
I think I can do this one on my own right here. Gorok.
Wow.
I mean, it's true though, because he's basically it's basically Warhammer 2.
He's straight up. He's the same lord, same stats,
Same everything.
except you get barrier hit points now while defending,
The only difference is yes that you get barrier, but also he
and
start
defensive supplies because they reworked battles,
Mhm.
settlement
And
battles.
then you have Borderlands, which is new. That's currently new. No, that it's really
That's
nothing.
really it.
Nothing too changed. I will say,
He's a pretty A tier lord.
I will say that going over his abilities, of course, he's as his attributes, he gets armor piercing, he gets armored. Basically he's a melee lord, so he gets
He
armor
hits
piercing,
hard.
he gets armored and shielded, predatory senses, and he's a melee expert. So you don't want to fight him in melee, especially if you have a wizard on
Yeah,
out
he
there.
fucking hits
The
hard.
abilities that he gets is rock of Itza, to the death, cold blooded, stand your ground.
And starts with Lord Croak.
Yes, and starts as Lord Krug, a wizard, by the way, strong ass wizard.
The best
That dude is
possible
broken.
wizard in the
Dude is
game.
broken. All right, so Immortal Empires, he starts with 2 units of
Same
Swords
spot.
Warriors with he starts with 2 units of Swords Warriors with shields, 2 units of Swords Warriors. I'm sorry, let me rephrase it. 2 units of Swords Warriors with spears and shields, both
Spears and
each.
shields. Yeah.
He has two Skeet cohorts at the start as well, and also a Bastillon with Revivification Crystal.
Yeah,
His
such a good start with
Yeah, it's
Revivification
a
Crystal
strong
plus Lord Croak.
strong army. He gets a melee defense of +5 when he's in his own friendly territory, and also plus 20% physical resistance when defending sieges. Then on top of that, his unique units are Mace of Ulumak and Shield of
Ulamak, yeah.
Aeons. So basically, long story short, his playthrough is basically Warhammer 2. That's literally it. It's literally
Yeah,
just
nothing's
Warhammer 2.
changed for him.
Nothing has definitely been changed. I mean, do you have any really thoughts on him? I mean, to me, Zagu, he's basically the same thing.
He's the same. You early game, go south, fight pestilence with the guy that we were
Watch,
just talking
you just
about.
gotta watch out for Marcus Wolfhard every
Uh
couple turns.
Marcus Wolfhart, yeah, he'll go after you. Rikarth would come after you. Vampire Coast, the Rogue Nurgle faction to the left also is there. It's really not that much to talk about. Look, you can even I don't know if you want to show a map on the fucking video, but it's literally there's a big circle of the people around him. It's pretty bare bones.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Gorok, same time position from two. Still the same with slight changes because of this stuff is free. So
Yeah, they wanted to
usually,
adapt them.
I will say it's definitely hard-ish because especially because since Stubborn Luster is now get minor greater demon factions in it. So
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Nurgle faction would be
considering
annoying.
considering that no one in his army, including him, besides Croak, has magical attack, so it's definitely hard to beat on the demon units in battle with the extra
Yeah, but
magical
you have
attack.
Croak.
Yeah, but
Croak's
you have to
amazing.
yeah, but you have to make sure you have decent wins of magic reserve so you can use deliverance of Pizza.
Oh, just magic stances. Actually.
But the thing is, like, it's really hard for your other units to fight them with magical attack. If you really want to play to his strength, you can always just like hold the enemy just sieges and you're just
Attacks you.
nearby.
Yeah, and
Pretty
you get a
much.
huge
Extra bonuses,
advantage.
especially because of his he is like, he also empowers one of the rites of one of the rituals that they get played. Which is
Yeah, he
pretty
gets
strong.
the right of resilience.
Mhm.
Barrier and
Which is
defense
pretty good.
bonuses for Sauruses.
Which is pretty strong.
Amazing.
But yeah, if you take out the demons, you get Starve, you get
I
Scroll,
don't know. Honestly,
Archon,
when he first came
Khorne.
out, I didn't like his concept. I didn't like a very defensive lord.
I mean,
Yeah, but
his fact it is lore friendly because as a
Yeah,
Lizardman,
he's the great
he
he's
does
a defender.
yeah
Yeah.
he does have to defend the Lizardman territory. Yeah, that's the thing. So that I mean, lore wise, he has to make very good sense. I guess you could say. But gameplay wise, I mean, it is a weird translation, but
I'm excited to talk about the next leader.
I mean, he's not. I mean, even though his idea is to defend, but in his own personal line, he just becomes a monster. You give him unbreaking, you give him regeneration, you give him terror, you give him so much hit points, you give him a lot of fucking resistance, especially when he gets his item, the shield item, which also gives him an active buff for more physical resistance. The man's just gonna be hard to fucking kill unless you have magical attack.
Yeah,
This
like
man's just
Like I said earlier, he hits hard and he takes it.
Man's be casually just strolling through your front line, like taking it over. Like he's just slaughtering them, like Anakin when he's slaughtering them Padawan. Like goddamn,
Nervous spoilers, man. I'm just kidding.
fucked up. But overall, I give
A
Immortal
tier,
A.
A plus, A tier.
A plus.
Like I said, his starting location, a dead zone besides the Khorne, the Nurgle, Tzeentch, and fucking Slaanesh.
All right, so for the
Easy
next one, so
provinces.
here goes one that's been definitely changed in
Oh,
Immortal
the
Empires. His
guy.
name is. Oh God, I want y'all don't know how bad as a black guy. I want to say the N word.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Nigga, the one camps me up. I had to. I had to.
He the wander.
Hey, so this man here, he's the wonder. He wandered his way from
He's
Lustria
Crocodile
all the way.
Dundee.
That man swam across the ocean just to get to the lands of the Cathay, y'all. He swam across that. So
He must have worked.
so the kind of Wanderer, he controls the spirit of the jungle horde faction. All right, that's his faction there. So this man here, looking at the Immortal Empire's map, of course, he has to deal with basically he's I want to say this. He's technically in Kroq-Garth's position for Warhammer 2, where he's basically in a corner for the most.
Yes, but you gotta remember where that Cathay spot is. It's flooded with fucking people.
Yes, and
It is
eventually,
flooded. Unlike Kroq-Gar, which is like some settlements and some stuff for promises, because that was two. It was a smaller map. That one is flooded with Cathay. There's a Wood Elf faction there. There's an undead faction there.
yep.
You got fucking Eshin and fucking Lokir. Oh my god, that spot is so. It's a fucking fun wonderland over there when you're playing Nikai.
Yeah, and then eventually when that that DLC comes in of the Indian faction or let's say Kingdom and also Koresh, that we know it's coming, but it's not probably gonna come for another year or two. He's gonna have even more fun. So as of right now though, he has to deal with who's that Felhard again, right?
Lokir Felhart
Yeah,
is straight
Felhart
to the north.
straight to the north. He has to deal with Village of Courseling if Village ever gets his own way. He has to deal with Clan Eshin, both the Cathay factions, Malyi and Zalming. That's if that happens, and then maybe even Helma and Gorse if they even meet up, or if you're ever because you're a Horde faction, you can go anywhere you fucking want to go.
Yeah, Nikai wanders wherever he wants to.
Yeah. So with that said, here
You're not very limited.
So with Nikai the Wanderer here, the attributes that he gets is he's a melee ward. First off, he gets armor piercing.
You also got to
armored.
remember he is a Croxagore. So
Yes.
big unit equals big getting shot.
So he gets armor piercing. He's armored. He also gets aquatic, so it's best if you fight in the water with him. And then on top of that, he gets predatory senses. Now, with his abilities here, though, he gets Primal Roar, Miasma of Despair, and Cold Blooded. Now, in Immortal Empires, the man gets 2 Swords Warriors with shields, 1 unit of Sacred Croxagores, 2 units of Croxagores, 1 unit of Stegagons, and his Lord effect is +5 melee defense for Croxagores and Sacred Croxagores.
And recruitment costs for Croxagores.
And that's -10% for Croxagores and Sacred Croxagores. So, what are y'all thoughts on Nikai the Wanderer?
Crocodile Dundee. Nothing else to much really talk about. He's the same, but really better because he's in factions. He's fighting factions that really can't deal with Lizardmen that great. I mean, to be honest, fucking Lokir is probably the only real threat because if he can rush straight north, he could. I feel like he could probably rock Eshin's jaw. Like I don't feel like they could handle him.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're really struggling, if you take a look on the map, you go right into the water. There's 3 teleporters right there, so you can go wherever you want. You're a wandering faction. Go straight ahead. Do whatever you want. You want to go fight Scarbrand? Take the fucking green orange portal. Go fight Scarbrand. You want to go fight fucking goddamn Clan Pestilence and be part of the Great Plan? Go right ahead. You're a wanderer. Go do whatever you want. But like I said, the only issue I have with Nikai is that he is technically a monstrous unit. So he is very easily succumbed to archers and anti-large, but he's still Nikai. He's pretty fucking great. There's not much I can say. He's just amazing still. Also, with the horde upgrades he gets, that buffs his shit amazingly. Shit, no, there's nothing. The only thing I've ever had a problem with Nakai is when you make that Spirit of the Jungle like Horde faction or whatever the fuck it's called.
Mhm.
They don't spawn any units. They just kind of
Oh,
sit there.
oh, you mean the defensive plan?
Yeah, they
Yep.
just kind of sit there. That's
Well, they just hold the cities for you. They're just your vassal to give you stuff. If you really want them to get an army, you just gotta do the
yeah, you
right.
got to do the right, which is yeah, it's
Mhm.
cool and all, but like even with the right, they're not even that great because the right rushes straight to you.
But
So
Never
not
gives you
really
give
much I
us your
can
thoughts,
say.
server.
Well, thank God for patch 2.0 because without it, or the recent patch, thank God because it was so fucking annoying because a lot of people probably noticed, and if you don't, you can be friends with Krokar, or not Krokar, Nakai. You can be friends with certain factions, but your vassal might not like them. Your vassal would go to
Yeah,
war
Yep.
on people
yeah,
you're allied with,
I
and
fucking hate
then you
that.
would bring into a war. So they fixed that where your vassal no longer declares war on people you're allied with. So that's
It should
easier.
never do that in the beginning. Like they don't fucking have units that they spawn besides the fucking right.
Yep.
So, unlike the other Lizardmen faction, he is a horde faction as well as he has his own unique resource that he gets when he does battle, which he can spend to unlock heroes, blessed units, some passive effects and such, which is good. So whenever you conquer settlement, you can either dedicate it to one of the three
Three
major pantheons in Lizardmen faction.
Empire.
Um, Whenever you do minor settlements, it's always +1. In capital cities of the province, it's always +3. And if you whenever you reach like multiple 5 in each of the three, you give your army passive effect. So it can range from excellent magic, missile resist, melee attack, weapon strength, all the cool stuff. And eventually you'll get access to bound spells for your army help out. Because he is a horde faction, you have to in your research tree research army capacity so you can increase it.
Uh-huh.
And even though each of them will have their own unique local recruitment, most of the time you'll probably be spending through global recruitment, which is pretty normal for horde faction. Because he is a Croxagore and he buffs Croxagore units as well as a Croxagore Lord, um, you're gonna have to be careful because since they are Croxagores, they are very prone to rampage, especially because he has magic
Yeah.
skill, which
Yeah.
causes people around him to also rampage, but they also hit hard too. Usually, and eventually, in his skill line becomes unbreakable. So usually with Nakai, usually just want to send them in like snipe in the board, but usually get army losses while the rest of your army pounds the fuck out of them. Um, Other than that, you just gotta be careful being a horde faction, but try and manipulate diplomacy and make other factions not to go to war too easily, so you're just not instantly surrounded. That's the last thing you do, especially in the and also because he is a horde faction, whenever you build a unique building in the horde growth, you definitely reduce the upkeep of your army as well as making it tougher to fight. Other than that, yeah, I think he's all right. Maybe change the start position a little bit.
I like
I
the
Usually,
give it
starting position.
but because he is a horde faction,
I give him a B.
and and considering where you are on the map, you can easily decide I don't want to be Grand Cathay. Fuck it, take one of the sea lanes and go
Yeah,
somewhere else.
being a horde faction kind of ups it for me because you can really go wherever you fucking want.
Yeah.
But like, my only issue is that he's literally a Croxagore, and Croxagores do not have a good rep for total
Dude,
games.
honestly, every time I use a Croxagore unit, just in general,
They
they
just
give me
feel
no
so useless
they
sometimes.
give me no value. They go in there, they do a little bit of damage here and there, and then my leadership
Then
is
they just
done.
die.
And I'm just like, what are you here for? But then when the AI or in multiplayer, when they use Croxagores, though, Croxagores are gods. Like I'm like, what am I doing? Am I doing this wrong with the Croxagores? Like what?
It's just it's a 50-50 with the Croxagore dice. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
But Nakai,
I definitely give him a B.
Nakai definitely a B. He deserves a B. Uh, it's literally him just being a Croxagore. No hate towards the Nakai, but like Your unit sucks.
All right, so the next one here that we're going to be talking about is the last of the Lizardmen, which is Oxyotl. So
Oxyotl,
Oxycodon, Oxyotl. He leads the faction Ghosts of Pahox. All right, so because of recent changes in Immortal Empires patch notes, he was basically uncontested. Now he's contested because Tzeentch has recently moved down there. So now he has
It gave him
a
a
challenge.
spanking.
Gave him a small challenge there. Okay, so with that said, here he is basically a skink lord for the most part.
Chameleon skink.
Yeah, chameleon skink. He gets his attributes are scaling damage, which means that this unit cost is increased. His damage is increased upon the number of hit points the target has lost. He is a chameleon, by the way, which these units can move hidden in any terrain, and it's extra hard to target with
He
missile
gets a
attacks.
special ability too.
And he can fire whilst moving, and he gets stalked. So that's actually really powerful for a melee lord. Sorry, no, sorry, for a range
quite
lord. I'm sorry, for a
annoying.
range lord. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What his hold on. Okay, we're gonna be going over his attributes in just a second, the items that he gets. So in the Immortal Empires, his army did change, of course. He has two. He starts out with two chameleon. I believe they're chameleon skinks. I'm sorry, chameleon stalkers. He gets two chameleon skinks, two skink cohort. I'm sorry, three skink cohorts, two units of feral basilodon. His traits that he gets though, he gets armor piercing missile damage, 50% for all skink infantry units in his army. He gets experience gain for units 200% when fighting against beastmen, warriors chaos, and Norska. He has access to masterful ambush stance, requires less movement range to adopt, and with reduced detection chance. He has immune to diplomatic penalties from trespassing. Let's see here, and that's pretty much it for the most part here. Like, as in, again, he to the north of him from his starting position. There is the cult of Soltech, but of course, they're Lizardmen. They're going to be good allies, good friends. To the very north, there is clan
I think
Pestilence
they're
and
forced
Lustria.
to be friends because of the Great War.
So for the most part, he just has to deal with Tzeentch until you're finally deciding to say, "Hey, where do you want to go from there?"
The idea start with Oxyotl is to go straight right and conquer that
You mean
big
left?
landmass.
You mean left, sir? Left?
No, right. You mean left.
There's nothing. If you look at the map, there's nothing right.
What are you talking about?
Look at the map. Where you look?
John, what are you talking about?
Was Oxiano?
Left and right.
No, you're right. Yeah, right. What? I don't know. I'm confused now.
John, do you know your lefts and rights, bro? You go right.
I guess not. I guess not, dude. Yeah, you go right. You go right. Yeah, you go right.
John, are you? My man's on the Oxy. That's crazy. Oh yeah. Also, the coolest thing about Oxyotl is because when he was introduced with his DLC, he introduced a new hero called the Oracles. The Oracles are really fun units, actually. They're wizards, and I think they start out with they start on a mount, and that mount is the new unit that came out with his faction. I think it's like a blind Spinosaurus or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't remember their fucking name. But Oxyotl, what do you want to know about it?
What are his attributes as a leader, as a lord?
You want to know his
Or
attributes? Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
I'm sorry, his character abilities as a lord.
The Lord, he gets slippery. He
Mhm.
gets,
Are you talking about the he that hunts the unseen? The
Yeah,
immune
stuff like
to...
that. Yeah.
Okay, he has axe. Yeah, you already said masterful ambush. You already said most of the shit actually, unless you're talking about skills.
I know he gets
Also,
slippery.
he starts out with two things. Also, I forgot to mention.
And also,
Actually, three things. He starts out with Fireblood Toxin, which gives him armor sundering and plus flaming attacks, plus fire ammunition. And he also gets Toadskin Essence. And Toadskin Essence also gives him Discouraged effect when he shoot. He's an effect lord. Like, he shoots hard and he does a lot of shit.
Yeah.
His skills, he gets enemy weapons, Demon's Bane, Pipe, enables magic attacks. Slow Death, I think it does damage over time. What else? I believe he gets weird thing too because Oxyotl's faction's about hunting daemons now, and he basically has this ability. I don't know if has anyone played Oxyotl yet?
No, not yet.
I tried him. His unique faction is he hunts demons, and he can teleport around the map and go fight his like target. So like basically, you could target Tzeentch and you could teleport to him and try to fight him for a big reward, or any other place and fight a demon or a random demon for a big reward. It's pretty cool actually. He is probably one of the most unique shit. He buffs skinks, so chameleon skinks is one of his best units that
It,
he'd probably fight.
it's his units.
He'd get
It's like how
yeah.
21 gets skinks.
His weapon, the golden blowpipe of Peep Peeptito? Peepte?
Papito? I'm just kidding.
Peep Pito? He gets range plus 10, missile strength plus 10, reload 10, and the ability, which is I think poison, armor piercing, uh effective at close range, and it's good against single units. So he's a good it's like a lord killer. He can literally sneak up behind an entire army and kill their lord.
All right. Anything else you want to say about Oxyotl? Anybody? And where would you guys place him?
Oh
I
yeah,
say,
pretty
I
fucking
say,
high.
I say A. I mean, he just has to deal with Tzeentch for the most part, and Tzeentch isn't really. He ain't nothing really too special. Or Kairos, I
Probably
mean.
A or A plus. I mean, he starts out with an Oracle, and that's pretty good unit to start out with.
I mean, I want to say I want to go with A on him, honestly. Okay.
A, yeah, A's fine.
So we're going to be talking about the high elves here. We're going to talk about Tyrion. Real quick, Tyrion is the leader of Attain. Tyrion is basically, long story short, same playthrough. Same. Nothing's changed with his playthrough in Immortal Empires.
I
He's
wouldn't
in the same.
imagine anything changed, right? It's
Yeah,
just
no,
the color.
nothing changed. He's in the same spot, ain't doing nothing, just chilling. With Tyrion's playthrough, it's like with any high elf, they get murder prowess, which means that the high in battle, high elves gain extra bonuses when they have 15% more HP. So there you go. They also get the intrigue mechanic, of course.
It's Dark Elves,
Well, no,
Murderous Prowess.
no. I'm sorry. What you call martial powers. My bad.
Martial Prowess, yeah, Martial Prowess.
So Tyrion here, he's a melee. He's a melee lord here. He's a duelist, so you don't want to fight him in melee. He gets he gets armor piercing, melee expert, and also again he's a duelist. His active abilities are Fit and Riposte, Foe Seeker, Stand Your Ground. Campaign, he gets Rally. Passive abilities is Martial Mastery. Campaign only, he gets Hold Your Line. Items that he gains is Heart of Avalarn, Dragon Armor of Anarian, and also Sunfang. Sunfang. His mouse that he gets is Malhandir. Immortal Empires, his starting army is 3 units of Spearmen, 2 units of Northern Sea Guard, 1 unit of Silver Helms, and 1 unit of the Flame, the Flame Phoenix, basically. Yeah, Flame Spire Phoenix. His Lord effect is that he gets minus 50% upkeep for Spearmen, Silver Guard, Rangers, Archers, and Silver Helms in his army. He gets +3 recruit to Lord of Sea Guard units. Like I said, honestly, Tyrion's playthrough is still the same. Doesn't change from Warhammer 2. Because all he has to do really is try to confederate with other elven lords. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a soft A in my personal opinion. I don't know about you guys, but what do y'all think?
I definitely give him an A. I barely played him. He's really not my favorite. I prefer whoever.
Yeah, I agree. He
I
is a
have no experience with Teclis at all, so whatever you guys go with.
I agree. His playthrough is kind of boring-ish. It's like nothing that's too special.
I
It's
would
just
say the only thing that I would not like.
Yeah, it's just the only thing usually Star one you have to deal with. Count Noctis and his happy ass.
Yeah, I was about to say, literally,
Elves eventually coming over after they take up their territory, like now to take the homeland.
literally, I would say the only thing I don't like about his campaign starting map, the Kari South, I mean North, and Dreadnought South. Besides that, it looks fine.
Also dealing with some high elf factions, slightly just like high elves. They're just arrogant assholes who just don't like each other and they have to fight each other.
pretty much. All right, so going to the next one here, we're going to talk about the High Queen herself, Alario the Radiant. Alario the Radiant, again, in Immortal Empires, her playthrough is just the same thing for the most part. It's the same, except there's only one slight difference. You might have to deal with Nakari, but for the most part, it's the same. Um, she leads a kid again, Avalarn. Her ability, she's a spellcaster, so you don't want to get her in melee. Her abilities are Arcane Conduit, Boon of Isha. Alaria's spells are Lower Life, Lower Light, and Lower High Magic. So that means she gets Earth Blood, Falls Illumination, Shield of Thorns, Tempest, Arcane for Unforgiving, and Banishment. She also has access to lower attributes such as Life Bloom, Shield of Sapphire, and also Exorcism. She does get 3 mounts. She gets a Elven Steed, Barded Iltimar Steed, which I believe that's a chariot, and then she gets a Great Eagle, a mount.
He also
So
has big titties.
wow, okay. So Alaria's items that she gets are Stave of Avalorn, Star of Avalorn, and also Shieldstone of Isha. Lord effects is that Alaria leaves lingering bonuses on previous promises she visits. Alaria weakens as chaos grows stronger. Missile damage plus 50% for Sinisters. I'm sorry, for Sisters of Avalorn handmaids, which are
What does
sisters.
that mean when Alaria weakens as chaos goes
That means
strong?
that means that the stronger the chaos.
Yeah, basically when chaos gets stronger, she can also whenever one's not like in full high elf control
Yeah.
of like everyone being friends and stuff, she can get like negative penalties.
So basically, at the start of the game, because in the card you do get a penalty because the card
Oh,
is on.
makes sense.
He's on a Ultron. So the starting units that she gets are 2 units of Dryads, 2 units of Spearmen, 1 unit of Sisters of Avalon, 1 unit of Archers, 1 unit of Illyrian Reavers, and 1 unit of Treekin. So once again, her playthrough is pretty much the same. Nothing has changed. She is just the High Queen. She there. She chilling. You just gotta watch out for Nakari, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, yeah, whatever you guys rank her, go ahead.
I mean, I played her. I haven't played her in Immortal Empires yet, but I have played her in, 2. I give her playthrough a B. It's a B.
Yeah, it's definitely a B because you're dealing with um you're dealing with the Dark Elf faction that love this love King so much, so they easily get access to Sword of King. You get Nakari, and also you get Safari below you, who usually goes to war with you, and you're like, the fuck, bro? What did I do?
All right. You know who's next then, Derper, eh?
Oh, yeah, my boy.
All right, so now we're going to talk about Teclis. Teclis, the difference with him is that he has been changed twice. Well, changed as in just his starting position because the starting position was pretty crap. So instead of Tzeentch being at the tip of Southlands, it is now Teclis at the tip for the most part. Teclis
Just to
to the north, he has
shout
to
out.
to the to the north, he has to deal with Tic Tac 2 to the very north. Then he has to deal with either Manfred if he wants to, or Volkmar the Grim. To the east, he can deal with either that dwarven faction, which is like the Longbow, if I recall, or Krokgar. And to the south here, there is now Kairos,
Tzeentch.
Kairos, which uh Teclis is a
I'd just
pretty
say
much.
Derper should talk about him.
Yeah, go ahead, Derber. Go ahead, finish him out.
Oh my god, I love it. Great spellcaster, fucking amazing. First faction you have to deal with is a minor Zeech faction, which is Sofrion the Everwatcher. So if you remember him from the first game, he was like sort of the end game crisis of whenever you played.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Huh.
So you can deal with his bitch ass, which is easy to deal with. Because of his changed position, they changed the quest requirements for one of his items, which I think is the staff of the left. So instead of fighting Dark Elves, you just gotta fight each twice, and you usually get that, which is pretty good. Pretty good spellcaster, always fucking good, amazing. Later down the line, you can give him all the lore passes from the 8 basic wins, as well as typical reducing miscast chance, so you can always just overcast and deal a lot of damage. Reduces cooldown to spells, empower his spells, making that just a badass mother. Like, holy hell. Favorite
So
spell.
personally, I don't like Teclis as starting. No, I'm just joking.
Really love him. Pretty good. In my opinion, he deserves the highest ranking in this fucking skill fucking free shit.
That's because
S
you're a
plus.
simp.
Yeah, you're simp.
S.
A. He's getting it. He's getting the lowest rank. Lowest rank. Lowest rank.
Man, I'm thinking about it. Derper, he's simping too much right
He's
now.
simping
What
too
are you
hard.
talking about? You haven't played Teclis ever.
I haven't played any of them. Well,
I bet you.
besides the Warden.
I bet
the Warden's the only one I love.
If Teclis had an OnlyFans, Derper would be the first one on it.
Hell
Just
yeah,
saying.
he would.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Just saying.
But yeah,
All
I've
right.
seen he's taken over that spot. Whatever you guys say, I still despise that starting location, but it's whatever you guys
All
say.
right. So this one's gonna be another one who's gonna be pretty quick too. Before we hit up left an R, we're gonna talk about Itharion.
What was the ranking?
We gave him an S.
Oh,
I'll give
okay.
it. So
Wait,
we're
are
gonna
we
be
talking about Otharion?
yeah, we're gonna talk about Itharion. Itharion is probably one of my favorite lords, but he is in a sense like kind of dual lord, but he is still my favorite because he does have different mechanics.
He's
But
my
but
favorite.
in Immortal Empire, so his playthrough is basically the same. Nothing really changed other than that Lestria has. I'm sorry, the Southlands has opened up to be wider now. But for the most part, though, he's still a dual starting position where he has to defend Wyvres while also on his expedition to kill every single greenskin. Now, I don't know. I have to check.
Ever crusade.
I have to check if this is true or not. But I feel like I want to say that what's his name? Not Greases, the fat greenskin dude. I forgot. I always forget his name.
Gabo. Grum.
Yeah, Grom. Yeah,
Grum the Punch.
So the Grom the Punch. I'm not for sure, but usually every time when I play a Tharion, he's always down the Badlands for some reason. But then when not, he's up.
Grom, when you're playing, now this is something that's actually very unique to when you're playing Otharion.
Yeah, he's
Since
usually
Grom doesn't like you, he will seek you out. He will literally leave his area to
yeah.
come fuck with you.
Like usually for me in my playthroughs, Grom is usually there in like my turn like 6. I'm like, why are you already here?
He
Aren't you supposed-
rushes, dead sprint. I don't know if that's his AI or something, but something's weird. But hey, like I said, I love Otharion. He's
So-
one of my favorites.
So Tharion is basically
Also, shout out, he looks just like Homelander.
wow. So Tharion basically again, he's pretty much still the same as he was in Warhammer 2. And that's just still, his what do you call his dual
The
starting position, of course.
dungeon, dual starting position, uh, bonus shit for spearmen and fucking rangers. Fear when fighting greenskins because you want to fuck them.
Yep.
Also, immune to barren wasteland attrition. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Uh,
I would say that he has pretty much the most unique starting units in the game because he started off
Yep.
with Ethel Tamahar, Faith Bearers, which are I believe swordsmen. He starts off with 2 units of silver and guards, which are spearmen, 2 units of normal spearmen, 2 units of archers, and a unit of eagle claw.
And for the
bolter.
hero, you get another fucking mage.
Yes, yeah.
And most of the time, I think he's a light caster.
But honestly,
he has high magic.
Yeah, high magic. That's what it is.
But honestly, in my personal opinion, in his playthrough, it is a challenge. As much as
It
I
is a
love him,
challenge to overcome.
as
Yes.
much as I love him, I will have to get his playthrough sadly a D tier. In my personal opinion, the reason why is because his dual starting position. Because Nakari changes things up in Ultuan, you have to sit back and actually pay attention to Ultuan and actually deal with him. But also, you're making your pushing.
Nakari goes straight south. So, Toa Everest, wherever the fuck it's called, that thing's in peril when Nakari's on the map.
Yeah, pretty much.
My life.
But yeah, so in my
Everest.
in my personal opinion, I have to give him a D. But you guys go ahead.
I'm honestly kind of very biased by him. I insanely love Atharion, even though his counterpart for the DLC, Watch. I love Grom. Grom's like one of my favorites in the entire game. The entire DLC was one of my favorites. He's a shut the fuck. Just call me a simp.
I
That
didn't
shit
say
process slow. That's what I'm talking about.
anything.
He's pretty fucking amazing. It's just his campaign early game that's really ass. I really wish they'd give him a tad. Also the dungeon mechanic, I wish they'd retouch on it a little bit more. I feel like it's kind of bare bones.
I mean, it's kind of hard because you actually have to use the spell to trap them into that trap them.
I know that, but I mean like the actual them being in the dungeon. Like it's either you interrogate them or you fucking kill them.
No. What you do is you just get the biggest pain of your butt in there, like Legendary Lord Wise.
Yeah, and then you trap them, You never come back.
Again.
That's literally the only good use of it.
Yeah. So
But yeah, if you ever get your fucking hands on that fucking Gabo, Grom, just strangle him. Get him in the dungeon. Just strangle him.
Keep his stupid ass in there.
But yeah, I'd give it a D. He's really not that great right now.
I'm not gonna be positive and give him a C at least.
I give him a D. D plus.
Yeah, we're overpowering. They're in this democracy. We're giving him a D.
Yeah, D.
Okay.
I don't think he's that great. His starting locations, dude. I only hate his starting location.
Derper.
No, literally,
No,
look,
you guys are
look.
just
Do you
sleeping on the
see
fact
who he's
that-
next to?
Yeah, I
Derper.
know who
He's
next
right
to. No,
next to Scarbrand.
let
Derper,
me
Derper,
see.
Derper, bear with us though. We let you have tech lists.
No, let me see. Y'all just sleeping on him because you forget he's gonna Henry Cavill. You forget that.
He kind of, yeah, it does have Henry Cavill in
He
it.
has the lore master Henry Cavill.
Oh, yeah, he has the lore master Henry Cavill. I forgot about that.
Oh my
Yo, I
gosh.
forgot about that
That's why
shit.
he gets the C.
No, he gets D.
He's got Superman and the
All right, fine. Edit it, Sean. C minus.
Yeah. Shit, dude. Now just for Derper, we're getting him D minus.
D minus. Gotcha.
All right, let's go to the next one here. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about
Oh, Zach and Cody.
Yeah, Zach and Cody, LFNR. LFNR, honestly, technically his playthrough is for the most part still the same. He did get a starting position change though, because the starting position did feel kind of iffy. But for the most part, I mean, he's still tearing shit up. And what do you call
He's a pretty Chad
Nagaroth.
Lord. Yeah, he's pretty Chad Lord.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played him much.
Anything really long with him?
Yeah, like when you get his Shadow Assassin hero from his right, just instantly assassinating like.
Also, the mark for
100%.
death mechanic's kind of fun.
So
Yeah.
let's see here. So with him, you get Khorne Hellbrand to the north of him. You have what do you call Malice Darkblade to the west of him. You have to the northeast. You have Sigvald the Magnificent. To the south, you have that Cloister, if I recall. You have Torox to the very west, and then to the west south, and then to the very
Torox
west
is an issue. That's the only problem I'd say.
No, to the very west, you have the ancient the white-haired dwarf. Got his name. Sorry about that.
You honestly, you don't gotta worry about the white-haired dwarf. He's too busy trying to get his revenge on Malekith.
And then last but not least, you have Valkyr the Bloody, who's to the northwest. With an Ethanor, he is a archer-based leader. By the way, he gets armor piercing, good range, and also he gets the guard deployment, which is really nice. The ability set he gets is Mislead, Slippery, Darken the Skies, Volley of the Arrows, and Loose. His noble skills is Revenant, Ruthless, and the Shadow King. He gets no mounts. His legendary items is the Moonbow, the Shadow Crown, and also Stone of Midnight. His Lord upkeep, his Lord effects are minus 50% upkeep for Shadow Walker units, and also he gets an ambush stance of 25%. So you don't play him as like a normal Lord. He actually uses ambushes tremendously. In Immortal Empires, he does get 2 units of Spearmen, 1 unit of Shadow Walkers, 2 units of Shadow Warriors, 1 unit of Archers, and also 1 unit of Great Eagles. So, with all that said here, in my personal opinion, because I feel like his playthrough is mostly still the same as his Warhammer 2 counterpart, I would go ahead and give it a nice little, let's say a nice little B to a B minus. But you guys go ahead.
What do you say, Derper?
I mean, I love him. Voiced by Dylan Sprouse, decent range.
Yeah, I love his voice actor, but that doesn't affect the fucking game.
Especially because he has his own person ability where he just summons a shadow clone of himself.
Yeah, that's actually really cool.
You can easily use to bait in like enemy units and just pin them down with your range superiority of a high elf.
E plus.
I'd say B or B or B plus. I'd say
B plus. B or B plus, whatever you want.
Let's go with B plus.
Oh boy, who's next? The Giga Chad himself.
The last unit,
Steve Buscemi.
The last unit of this game not last unit, but we're going with who everyone memes because he wants
Steve Buscemi. He wants Grand Cathay.
Yes, he wants that Grand Cathay. Emmerich, he's going on a dragon hunt. This is what he's going for, and he sailed himself across the seas to get to Cathay. He went all the way around Southlands. He said, "Fuck the Southland Bowl. I want me some dragon Cathay." I'm just kidding. And so he's going for.
He is trying to fuck fucking Grand Cathay.
But he's like, you know what though? I kind of landed in the wrong area, so we still got like a couple of years.
This is an ancient China.
This is ancient dwarf land. But anywho, so Emmerich, the Dragon Lord himself, he does he have
fire resistance?
Question: does he have a dual start? Right?
He has a what?
Does he have a dual
He
start?
he has a single start. Later on, you can get a quest to confederate with Kalendor.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So he runs the Knights.
But right now, he's just there.
Okay, so right now he runs the Knights of Kalendor. He's a Hellbird infantry unit. He gets dragon armor piercing, anti-large, and also martial.
And you start out
mastery.
with a dragon, dude.
Yes,
That's pretty fucking
yes.
great.
It's
Yeah,
campaign
dragon.
only. He gets piercing bolts, burning. His active abilities are Dragon Horn, and also Lord of Dragons. His campaign only. He gets hero, killing blow, rally, and stand your ground. Passive abilities again is martial mastery, and also for campaign only, it's Ashen Fields. Items that he gets throughout the game is Starlance and Armor of Kalendor. The mounts that he gets, which he starts with, is Materius. That's a really weird name. How to say it? So it's Materius, which is starting mount, and then he gets Mythal Thar. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't even try to pronounce it either.
In Immortal Empires, he starts out with 2 units of spearmen, 2 units of archers, 1 unit of dragon princes, and a sun dragon, which is pretty freaking amazing. But sun dragons usually, I think, it's like the weakest.
Dragon princes were actually kind of weak when they first came out.
Yeah, that's
They were.
the cavalry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so his lord effects, by the way, is that he gets campaign movement range of 15%, draconic resilience, immune to mountain and desert attrition, and upkeep of -25 for dragon and dragon princes. Where he starts at, he's honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, he starts relatively safe for the most part.
Yeah, there's no one really much around him.
He does have to,
Kugath could be a problem later.
he does have to do a Kugath or Helm Gorse, but they might duke it out against each other already from the start. Because usually my
I
campaigns,
think I've seen this on like a meme video because the meme is he wants to go fuck Grand Cathay, so he's immediately deadbolting to Grand Cathay. The meme is, I guess, he stomps Helmingorst and then he stomps Greasus and then goes straight for the Dragosi. So I guess the idea is him to go straight right.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see that. But yeah, for the most part, he's relatively safe. I mean, he does have to deal with what is that, Clan Rictus, if I recall, up north.
Clan Rictus
Yes,
Supreme.
He does have to deal with if he wants to, you deal with Fleet Takers. You want to go to the left, but for the most part, though, you're gonna want to get through Greasus and also get through Helmingor slash Nurgle slash
To get the Dressy.
Other than that, though, I mean, his playthrough, I'm gonna have to give it.
Also, unique mechanics. He gets dragon taming, so you seek out mighty dragons and defeat them.
Yep.
You can either dragon units to your army or give yourself a buff.
You gotta admit, you gotta appreciate fun mechanics in a campaign.
That is true. That is true.
And he was a free lord.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, he's a free LC. And the fact is also he starts off with that one of his quest items, the land, and has an ability which when you're fighting you can cause extra fire weakness. And he starts with a fire mage, so
it's perfect.
You get the lore passive, and you're just casting Burning Head or Firestorm on a certain unit.
Imric's an overall good lord.
Yeah, so I have to give him the S. That's what I'm putting my stance at.
He's a pretty good fucking lord.
What do you think, Durper?
S.
Yeah, I agree.
S.
Emric's really fucking great.
Emric Dragon Tamer up there. Let him ride the Dracusi.
Put him right next to Grand Cathay.
So, with that said, guys, that is honestly the end of this list of this tier list here.
Pussy, let's do a small faction. End it off right.
There's no small faction.
Yeah, we did all the small ones.
We did all small ones, yeah. So it's just large.
Beastmen?
No, we'll do that. We'll do next time. We can hit up Beastmen and also we can hit up Beastmen, Wood Elves, and possibly Scale.
You guys are afraid of my views.
But honestly, though, thank you guys for coming on through and watching the video. Hope that you guys kind of got an idea on what our tier list is for.
Did we do Daemons of Chaos?
Yeah, we did last time. Me and Durban did.
Okay, I was just asking.
So for you guys who enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell down below to be notified on the next videos coming out. Thank you guys for watching. Thank y'all for your support and all that you guys do. We'll see y'all for the next tier list. Peace out. Much love, everybody. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and also hit the bell notification down below. Thanks for watching.